This is the pitch for my next Batman film idea. Last time, I made a pitch for a Bane movie. In that video, I assumed that this universe could either be with Joker or with the Batman. I've actually decided to put it with the Batman. I'm doing this because of two reasons. The first being that in the last video, Penguin had plans to fight Bane, and the second being that I've heard a lot of people theorize that the Batman spin-offs will happen, namely The Penguin, which was announced and given a trailer, but I've also heard about a Gotham Police show or a show about Arkham Asylum. So, on to the pitch. This is Azrael. In case you don't know, Azrael is a character who is technically multiple characters. Much like Robin. There's Theo Gallivan, Jean-Paul Valley, Abraham Arlington, and Michael Lane. In some versions, he works for a cult named the Order of Saint Dumas. That will be very important here. The film will open on Batman fighting Victor Zsasz. I chose Zsasz because he's just a serial killer with no fantastical elements, so he'd fit in just fine with this more grounded world. However, across town, while Batman is busy, a man in a black suit is smuggling illegal weapons into Gotham. This is Deacon Joseph Blackfire. Since Batman's currently busy, he's not stopped by anyone. But then, a man in a suit of armor, similar to Batman's, but more clearly inspired by ancient medieval armor, arrives. He beats all the lackeys, but Joseph himself gets away. Then we would cut to Jean-Paul Valley. He's working at a little church, and the audience is shown his normal work routine. However, he is periodically told to never look behind a certain door, since supposedly it's full of sacrilegious items and texts, which they will burn eventually. He decides not to investigate at this time. Then the movie will show the GCPD, and how they are trying to figure stuff out. Zsasz is interrogated, namely by Jim Gordon and Harvey Bullock. He seems to be working as a hitman of sorts, but won't tell anyone who hired him. Azrael is on a nearby rooftop and eavesdrops the entire conversation. Jim sees him, but from that distance he just assumes that Azrael is Batman. Then Deacon Blackfire tells Jean-Paul Valley to go to the Iceberg Lounge. Go get someone who's supposedly spreading lies about their church. He paints the picture as if they are trying to save this person from their terrible actions. When Jean arrives, he waits for this person to leave and then kidnaps him. Turns out it was news personality Jack Ryder. Joseph reveals that they will finally burn the stuff. Jean assumes that they will show the burning to Jack to turn him away from the quote-unquote sin he did. However, Joseph means to burn Jack. But this can only be done after Jack is held intensely to quote-unquote cleanse him. Jean arrives home and dons his Azrael suit, but is stopped by Batman, who assumes that Azrael is related to the Zsasz case. They fight and Azrael gets away. Batman then goes to the Iceberg Lounge to talk to Penguin. Penguin would tell Batman everything, but clearly he's worried about something. That, of course, being Bane from the last pitch. Batman leaves and goes to the GCPD. They are panicked as Zsasz is now missing. At the church, Azrael breaks in. He finds a secret basement. In it, a man is wearing a ripped green set of shorts, a red scarf, and his skin appears to be dyed yellow. His hair is also green. He's running around, now clearly having lost his mind. He tells Azrael that he is the Creeper. Azrael then decides to offer him help, and the two go to fight Joseph. As Joseph is weak, he calls for backup, which is Zsasz. Zsasz tries to kill them both, but they beat Zsasz and Joseph. Batman then arrives, and they settle their differences. Before the GCPD arrive, Azrael and Creeper must run away, and the final shots of the film are them running across the rooftops, away from the GCPD.